All right, I found the volume on the headset.
Hey,
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Well, we're live, so
we are. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we've just we can't. I don't know if the arena music is coming through as loud as it through the live stream as it is on our
It's
ears.
loud in here. Hello, hockey fans. Welcome to Mountain America Community Iceplex in Tempe, Arizona. Bright and early here on this Saturday morning. We are in the AZ State Playdowns for the 16U age group. This morning we have the Bobcats 16U combo team coming in with a 1-1 record facing off against the Sun Devils, Junior Sun Devils, who have a 2-0 record. Bobcats won the season series, 2 wins, a loss, and a tie. So it's been a very close. Teams have been very close all season, and it all comes down to this play down here. First, there's one more. This is a round robin. This is game 3 of 4. Fourth game for both teams is this evening, and we will have the championship game tomorrow on Sunday with the top 2 teams playing for the championship. So tonight the Bobcats play AHU and the AHU Knights, and the Sun Devils play the Bobcat Elite team.
That's at 8 o'clock Arizona time, 8 p.m. We open the rink and we close it.
That's right. First and last today. Bobcats starting with Wong at center and Luma on the left and Wahlberg on the right. Jessen and Bernard back on D. Puck goes into the Sun Devil zone. Sun Devils in their dark uniforms. Bobcats in the yellow. Bobcats designated as the home team today. Sun Devils trying to come out their left side. Puck goes back in deep into the corner. Goes around behind the goal. Good forecheck here and coverage by the Bobcats, having the Sun Devils pinned in right now. Sun Devils get out to their own blue line and just out and back in. And we have an offside.
I was gonna say I can finally kind of hear myself think, and then they
Not for long.
the rink music is on.
Yes. Band is out with Stipe and Olsen. Smith and Lindsay back on D. We have Braden Hubler in goal, number 1 for the Bobcats this morning. I haven't been able to see down at the far end. Probably Argovitz, I'm guessing. Is that number 1?
Yep, Argovitz.
Cool.
Just looking at that.
Face off to Argovitz left. Bannon in for the draw. Scramble off the draw. Sun Devils come up with it and try and come up the weak side. Lindsay steps in. Tim Stipe has it now. Dumps it off the boards into the Sun Devil zone. Sun Devils clear it down the ice, and this is going to go for icing. So Sun Devils with a couple of icings early on here in this game. Just a minute in.
Yeah, well, we've got the break. I want to thank Donna Nevins, AZ Sports Media Superfans, tuned in. We've also got Troy Bundy from watching from Nebraska again.
All right, welcome aboard, folks. Stewart on the draw, Gardner back to Lindsay. Lindsay gets pumped there at the point. Able to keep it in, though. Gardner gets checked in. Stewart comes up with it. He loses an edge, and the Sun Devils have it now back in their corner. Trying to come out, they do to center. Lindsay had it go through his skates. He picks it up, though. Good recovery. Sends it across ice for Smith. Smith sends it up. Oberle tips it into Stewart. Stewart now coming across the line, and a bit of traffic there and caused an offside. Got Wong back out with Govera on the right and Watts on the left. We got Dawson and Letty back on D. Letty has the puck. He fires it into the Sun Devil zone. Argovitz steers it to the right corner. Sun Devils come up with the puck in behind their own zone when defenseman lost an edge. Tries to backhand it out, gets over Dawson's stick. Letty's there covering and back in his own zone. Bobcats regrouping. Dawson sends it up to Watts. Puck comes loose. Letty sends it off a Sun Devil leg, and Guevara dumps it in. Sun Devils now send it back out, and this one's going to get waved off. Dawson couldn't get to it, but he's now retrieving in his own zone. Sends it up on the right side, and Cage has it now. Sun Devils send it out to center ice. Dawson dumps it into Watts. He dumps it into the Sun Devil zone. They go cross ice, D to D, and now they come up through center. Long shot in. Hubler steers that to the left. Sun Devils send it right back in the middle. Long clears it back to the point. Shot in. Hubler got a foot on that one. Rivera tries to clear it. Kept in by the Sun Devils. Dawson steps up. He picks it up there. And he just gets out over the blue line. He sends it up to Wong. Wong tips it into the Sun Devil zone, and Cage is after it there. Luma takes his man in. Wahlberg right out, tried to hit Wong for a one-timer. That didn't connect. Wahlberg now has it. He dumps it in. Puck goes in behind Ergovitz, coming up the right side now. Wong gets there first. Puck goes back in. Corner, Luma picks it up. Sun Devils try and clear it. That goes off Bernard into the Sun Devil bench.
Good run of play. Strong showing by both teams, I think. The official board says 0-0 shots on net, but I counted at least one official that I think should have been counted for the Sun Devils.
Yep. Yeah, they had at least one down here. Sun Devils now trying to exit their zone, and they do up through center. They're going to drop it back to the man trailing. Wahlberg now comes around behind his own goal. Coming up the right side, centered across ice for Luma. That didn't connect, and that's going to go right on Argovitz, though. Sun Devils tried to clear it out, and here they come now up the right side, up through center. Bernard got caught flat-footed. Dannon picks it up on the sideboards. He gets checked from behind. Wahlberg has it, though. He gets up through the middle. Fires it in off a leg. Goes into the corner to the right of Argovitz. Sun Devils now trying to clear it up through the middle. Here they come up over the Bobcat line. Go into the half boards. Try to get it back to the point. That hit a leg. Lindsay goes down in the corner. Now the Sun Devils back to the right D. Fire a little shot in. That goes wide. Puck comes right through the middle. Sun Devils on a backhand. Clear it through the crease. And Stipe tries to pick it up. Puck is bouncing. It's just wide of Hubler. Peck gets it there for the Sun Devils. Back to the left D. Hubler the pad save, and Smith picks it up there. He dumps it up over the line, down the ice. And the Bobcats getting a needed change here as they were under pressure in that last one. Sun Devils now regrouping back in their own zone. Coming up the left side, that hits a stick. Olsen picks it up. He sends it up to Stipe. Stipe takes a hit. Tries to clear it to Olsen. That hit a leg. Sun Devils pick it by Letty, and now it's back into the Sun Devil zone as they regroup. Sun Devils coming down the right side. Stewart going after it in his own corner and behind Hubler. Sends it around to Olsen. Olsen tips it up over the blue line. He gets pinched there into the boards. Flanagan sends it over to the right D. And Sun Devils try to hit the man coming up the middle. Dawson intercepted that, and he goes down behind his own net. Sun Devil loses an edge. Cleared right in front. Sun Devils fire it wide. And Stipe trying to clear the zone. Can't get it out. Sun Devils send it into the middle. Letty's right there. And Letty now comes up the left side. Dodges a check there at center, and dumps it into the zone and heads off for a change. Olsen in after it. Puck comes around towards the Sun Devils bench. They just clear it out to center. Dawson there steers it to the side. And he now goes behind his own goal. Sends it over to Oberle. Oberle now sends the puck through the middle. Sun Devils there. Newhour with it. Sends it in right in front. And good opportunity there for the Sun Devils as Newhour steered it in front. for Howie, and it went off a skate, and Hubler was able to make the save. Face off to the left of Hubler. Gardner picks it up. Comes up the left side. Puck is rolling on him. Tries to cut to the middle, and we have a high sticking penalty coming. Looks like Gardner's getting it. I really didn't see that one. I know there was a bit of traffic he had to get through coming down, but anyways, Bobcats are going to be killing here for 2 minutes. No score, 8.5 minutes remaining, first period. Face off to the left of Hubler. Sun Devils win it back. Send it over to the left D. Back into the middle, fires it in, right in front. Puck is loose, and Bernard picks that up, clears it off the boards and out. Down into the zone, and this is going to go for icing. As Bannon was chasing it down, but it did cross the line before he got there.
I'm going to reset. I'm going to run that replay again.
On the Gardner?
Yeah. Oh, never mind. I overrode it already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ran it once. I didn't see it on the last replay.
Yeah, I know he had a couple of guys on him, so I'm sure there was some contact, but
I mean, if anything, it was like maybe just a shoe from the,
right.
Using his stick to bat the player away. Anybody give the refs coffee this morning? Maybe they're...
Face off the left of Hubler. Sun Devils win it. Back over to the left D. Over to the right side. Back into the middle. Over to the left side. Fired in. Hubler to save. Puck loose in front. Marvin picks it up there. Gets it back to the point. Steps in. Fires it in. That misses. Bannon's going to get it in the corner. He dumps it out of the zone and then goes after it. Bannon on the forecheck. Sun Devils check. Trying to get out of their zone. Now they send it back to Lindsay. Lindsay dumps it down the ice, and that's right on Argovitz. Newhour with it, coming up for the Sun Devils. Hits Marvin up at center. Sun Devils now over the Bobcat line.
45 seconds left.
Over to the right D. Fires a shot in. That goes off Guevara. Comes back to the right D. Send it over on the half boards on the left side. Marvin back up to the middle to Peck. Back into Marvin, cross ice, fires it in, he scores! Shot right in the top corner, and the Sun Devils are on the board with 7 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Power play goal.
That just popped over his shoulder.
Yeah.
We've got a train going through now.
Yeah. Sun Devils leading 1-0. We have Wong out with Luma and Wahlberg. Dawson up to Wahlberg. He dumps it into the zone. Wong gets there on the half boards. And here come the Sun Devils now. Over the Bobcat line. Dawson with it for the Bobcats. He fans on the pass. And here comes Luma up the left side, over to Wahlberg. Wahlberg up over the line, fires it in. Bergovitz saves it. He's back around the other side. Sun Devils with it now in their own zone. Wilson back to Dawson. Dawson up the boards and out. Luma picks it up there, hits the referee with it. Long gets taken down, no call there. Sun Devils have it, back in their own net, and they clear it up through center. Dawson back, here comes Sun Devils 2-on-1, backhander right across, and that just failed to connect. Puck goes back into the Sun Devil zone, and this just will not make it for racing. Argovitz clears it over to his D-man. Bobcats changing. Sun Devils dump it out into the Bobcat zone. Neubauer in there. He cuts through the middle on his backhand. Back to the lefty, fires it in. That's deflected high over the goal. Newbauer with it. Bernard with it. He dumps it around behind. Olsen picks it up in the corner. He lost it along the boards. Jessen with it, dumps it out. Scrum in along the boards, and now it's tipped out by Olsen. Sun Devils back with it in their own zone, regrouping. Backhand pass. Here they come now down the left side. They fire that in off Jessen's stick. Bernard picks it up off the glass. And he failed to clear it. Puck goes back in. Jessen there with it. Sends it up to Olsen. Olsen loses it in the middle. Now Bannon picks it up, coming up the right side. Plays scrambly through center ice area. Now the Sun Devils have it up over center, and they just dump it in. Bernard's going to have to chase that in behind. He takes Peck into the boards. Stipe. Bernard hit his man again. And here comes Olsen now, coming up the right side, up through center. Up over the Sun Devil line. Gets it through his man into the behind the goal. Sun Devils coming up through the middle. Stewart gets in front of that. Come the Sun Devils now over the right side. Puck comes out and back in, and that face-off, I am pretty sure is, well, no. Thought they were going to do it at center. They're going to do it just outside the Bobcat blue line. Stewart in for the draw. Sun Devils win the draw. Yes, of course. Just because. Lindsay sends it over to Gardner. Tips it around his man. Gardner gets hauled down, and we're going to have a penalty to Sun Devils. Delayed call. Rivera in the corner with it. And this time Gardner draws the call. He got hauled down. The hooking penalty. So Bobcats on the power play. Period number 1, trailing 1-0. 3.5 minutes remaining first period. Sun Devils have it in the corner. Picked up by Stewart. Bannon sends it around the other side to Wong. Wong back to Letty, back at the point. Letty fires it in. That goes just wide. Dawson in on his backhand. Puck goes in around, comes around the other side. Letty keeps it in. And Sun Devils clear it down, and that'll be icing.
This announcer likes to announce.
Yes, he sure does. He likes the loud music this morning, too.
He's probably one of the more animated, long-winded announcers I've heard.
Yes.
If not the longest-winded.
Minute 20 remaining in the power play. Sun Devils cleared out over the zone, up through center. They just dump it in behind the Bobcat goal. That's going to come around the other side. Bernard picks it up, coming out of his own zone. He tried to hit Stipe with it. That was intercepted. Wahlberg is there. Gets it up to Gardner. Gardner up through center. Gets it into Luma. Luma fires it in. He scores! Max Luma gets the Bobcats on the board. And the horn sounds. Power play goal for the Bobcats.
Yes.
And we are tied at 1 here with just over 2 minutes remaining here, first period. Both teams with a power play goal.
What? Sorry, it was really loud in this ring.
Puck hits Guevara. It goes out to center ice. Jessen sends it out off the boards and out. Sun Devils with it. Stewart now with it up through center, fires it into the left of Argovitz. Oh, another scramble there. Yep. So Luma from Gardner on the goal.
Turn down the arena sounds a little bit.
Face-off coming up to the right of Argovitz. Minute and a half remaining here, first period.
So feedback on the live stream, is the arena too loud?
Yeah. Almost.
I had it set where we needed it last night, so.
Sun Devils now with it. Regrouping behind the goal. Minute and a half remaining here in the first period. Sun Devils up to the blue line and out. Gardner picks it up there. Sends it back to Jessen. It's got Guevara on the right side. Hits him on the stick. Puck goes in over the blue line. Battle there. Several players in there. Stewart coming in to help out.
Well, they said
comes loose.
Can't hear the arena at all.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm jealous. Well, good. That means they can hear you.
No, that's good. I can barely hear me.
Yeah.
Rivera with the puck. Stewart right in front. And here come the Sun Devils now. 40 seconds remaining. Over to the weak side. Oh, nice poke check there by Bernard. Sends the puck out to the weak side, and Bobcats changing. Gardner in on the forecheck. Here come the Sun Devils now. Puck goes back in. Brody Smith gets it behind his goal. Sends it around to Gardner. Gardner, puck rolling, comes down the left side. Sun Devils with it. Back in their own zone, just inside the blue line. 8 seconds remaining in the period. And here comes Peck through there. Good check by Olsen, and he just runs out of time. And the end of period number 1. 1-1 tie. Both teams with power play goal, and we'll be back with the second period in just a moment.
We're back. He had it turned down. He turned it back up.
Face off. We're underway here in period number 2. Here comes Wong in on the left side. That goes off Flanagan's stick into the corner. Wahlberg in there. Puck is still in the corner. Puck comes right out through the crease, and Sun Devils clear it out. And here they come up over the Bobcat line. Smith takes his man in. And here come Bobcats back the other way. Luma now. Good speed coming up through the middle. Sends it off a leg. Oh, went off a skate just inches by the opening of the net there. Sun Devils now on the left side going in against Letty. Sun Devils backhanded high in behind the goal. Lindsay picks it up there. Sends it around on the boards. Wahlberg tries to get it out. That hits a few legs, but does make it back into the Sun Devil zone. Goes in behind Hubler to his right. Letty chips it up. Gets by Wahlberg. Right back in. Lindsay picks it up in front of the goal. Now he goes into the corner. Up to Wahlberg on the half board. Sends it across ice to Luma. He couldn't pick that up. Sun Devils try to get it out. And now Luma has it at center. He's with Wahlberg. Comes through the middle. Fires it right through the middle. Oh, right on the line. Right on the line. Right on the line. Here comes Stewart.
Oh. Now, does it have to touch the line, or does
Has to cross it. Has to totally cross the line.
Well, it wasn't all the way across, but yeah, there was some puck in the white.
It was,
I think.
Very close, and it was up on edge even.
Yeah, it was. Well, if we get a stoppage, we'll replay that off.
Yeah, I didn't think it crossed fully.
Yeah, it was on the line. It was
definitely on the line. Eddie with it. Oh, tried to hit Guevara through the middle.
Okay. Let's rewatch that. And rolling through. Oh. My replay cut away right before it hit the line. Still got a lot of hockey, so we still got time.
Yep. Here comes Gardner. We're on the right side to Guevara. He fires it. Blocker save. Sun Devils in on the right side of Hubler. And, puck goes into the Sun Devil zone, and they do call that for icing. Sun Devils get it back to the lefty, back into the half boards. Cuts into the middle, a lot of traffic. Puck goes in behind. And here comes Bernard up to Gardner. He loses it, and Gleason has it now for the Sun Devils. Sun Devils get stopped at the blue line, just inside. Guevara's there. Jessen sends it across ice to Bernard. He chips it out over the line, tried to hit Gardner with it. Gardner sends it into Guevara. Guevara tries to return the pass. Hits the leg. Jessen has it now. He has to wait for Guevara to clear. He does. Comes Gardner cutting on his backhand towards the goal. Tried to jam it in the short side. Puck is in behind. Gardner gets taken down. And I think we may be getting a roughing call here against the Sun Devils. The chirping going on. Bobcats will be on power play. Face-off coming up to the right of Argovitz. Stewart in for the draw. Stewart wins it over to Wong. Wong back to Letty. Letty moves to the middle. Fires it in just wide. Puck loose. Puck loose. Stewart's got it. Sends it around to Wong. Comes back to Letty. Letty moves towards the middle. Wong, nice shot. Bannon, he's got it in behind. Steers it right into the crease. And the Sun Devils pick it up and clear it down the ice. And this will go for icing.
That was cross-checking, correction on my end. That's what they called.
Yep. Face-off coming down to the left of Argovitz. Puck goes in around and behind. Wong after it there. Tried to get back to Letty. Letty gets it just outside the line, sends it back to Dawson. Dawson over to Wong. Wong now cuts through the middle, dumps it over to Olsen. Olsen cuts into the middle. He gets checked there. Letty tries to keep it in. Puck just get out. Erickson had cleared that one, and now Dawson has it. Dawson across to Letty. He's got Wong over on the right side. Puck goes into the corner and behind the goal. Cage reverses it. Stewart now picks it up. Back to Dawson. Back into Stewart. Stewart across ice to Olsen. He fires it right on. Argovitz has it. Puck pops loose. But the whistle has gone. Face-off coming up to the right. So close. Gardner comes in. Pad save, Argovitz. Back to Wahlberg. Wahlberg sends it in. That goes all the way around to Gardner. 20 seconds remaining in the power play. Bernard into Gardner. Fires a shot in. Blocker save Argovitz. Comes over to Wahlberg. Puck was bouncing on him. Goes all the way around to Gardner. Gardner back to Bernard. Over to Wahlberg. One-timer right on, and Argovitz makes the save.
Got some love for Hubler here. North Dakota and Huntington Beach.
All right. Welcome aboard, folks.
4 seconds left in the power play.
9 minutes remaining in the period. Game tied at 1. Luma gets it back to Bernard. He fires it right on goal. Argovitz, big rebound, steers it out to the side. Gardner sends it back into Luma in the corner. Puck comes around the far side. Stipe picks it up there. Bernard comes in. Puck tipped to the corner by Stipe. Penalty's over. Gardner dumps it back into Stipe. Stipe tried to hit Luma with it. Puck comes to Gardner. He sends it through the middle, and Sun Devils pick it up there, and they cut up through the middle now. Bernard intercepts. Gardner has it. And Stipe fires it around into the zone. Puck goes around the other side. Gardner's going to go over and get there. Puck bounces over Jessen's stick. He sends it back to Bernard. Bobcats regrouping. Off the boards to Stipe. He's back to Bernard. Bernard goes cross ice to Gardner. Steps over the line into heavy traffic. Luma picks it up there. Oh, save there by Argovitz. Good shot by Luma. And here come the Sun Devils out now. 2-on-1 against Bernard. Cutting through the middle. Backhander. Hubler the save, and there's no rebound there. 8 minutes remaining here, period number 2, here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex in Tempe, Arizona. State Playdowns, game number 3. Bobcats up on the shots, but the score is tied at 1. Here comes Wong now, coming up over the blue line. Top of the circle. Wahlberg has it now. It's into the corner. Cage has it. Wahlberg steals it. He's got Guevara out front. Right to Guevara. Oh, just rolled off his stick. Neuauer now has it for the Sun Devils. They're coming up through center, up over the Bobcat line. Good poke check there by Smith. And Wong picks it up in the corner, sends it around to the other side. Sun Devils are going to get it there on the boards back at the point. Hubler the save. Rivera tries to chip it out, and Wong is able to get it out, and he's stripped of the puck. Leans into his man. And Bobcats try to clear the zone. They do get it out to the Sun Devil line. Sun Devils chip it up through the middle. Lindsay fires it in. Sun Devils now regrouping back on their own zone. Devils up through center. Fired in on Hubler. Hubler steers it to the corner. Smith sends it around behind the goal. Lindsay goes after it. A little reverse hit there. He sends it back to Smith in behind. Smith now coming out the left side. Over to Guevara. He goes back into his own zone. Back to Lindsay. Lindsay tries to get it up to Wahlberg. Sun Devils intercept. Sun Devils back to Cage at the left point. Sends it into the corner. A lot of perimeter play here. Sun Devils send it around over to the left point, and I believe that gets out.
Yeah, it looks like it's out.
Sun Devils clear back into their own zone. They just tip it into the Bobcat zone, and Lindsay's back there with it. He's got Stipe up the boards if he can get it there. He sends it over the other side. Wahlberg forechecking. Rayhorn with it. Here comes Stipe. Stipe now coming down the left side, cuts into the middle, fires a shot, just misses. Olsen with it. Dumps it back into Bannon. He's got Olsen in front. Return pass. Right, hits a leg. Kept in by Letty. And I guess he just brought it out over the line.
It's like we've got support for Jackson Lindsay coming from Sacramento, and then my buddy out in Minnesota. Hopefully his boys will
Joins
watch
us again. Yeah. Good to have you with us again. It's an early one here in Arizona. 5 minutes remaining here, second period, all tied at 1. Sun Devils send it into the right of Hubler. He just steers it over to Dawson. Sun Devils pick it up. And here comes Olsen. Over to Stipe. Stipe cuts over the line. Bannon cutting into the middle. Fires it in. Just goes through the crease. Olsen picks it up there. Sun Devils try to clear. Kept in by Dawson. Right on. Blocker save, but it bobbled a bit there by Argovitz. But nobody there, and he covers up quickly. And with just under 5 minutes remaining, we have a face-off coming up to the left of Argovitz on the Sun Devil goal.
Yeah, but that's an early one for our California viewers, too.
Yes. Yes, welcome Sacramento. Stewart in for the draw. Comes back to Watts. And here come the Sun Devils now down the left side. Puck right in front. And wow, that was a close one. Hubler kind of lost sight of it.
I lost sight of it.
Yes. He kind of spun around and just stayed down to keep it covered.
Wow, yeah. Okay, I didn't see how close that one got.
Bobcats make some changes. Stewart out for the draw. Puck goes into the corner. Here comes Luma now down the right side. He just dumps it in. Argovitz steers it in behind the goal. And here comes Marvin now. Gets it up down the ice. Goes through Bernard's skates. And he's able to clear it as it comes dangerously in front of the goal.
That get knocked? Oh.
Oh, yeah, net's off. I was going to say, I didn't see anything. So tied at 1 here in period number 2. 4 minutes remaining. Comes back to Cage at the point. He fires a low shot in. Pad save. Rebound comes out, and that was a close call there. Here comes Wahlberg back the other way. Up over the Sun Devil line. Fires it in. Pad save. Rebound. And Luma had a glorious chance there, but Argovitz was there to make the glove save. Luma close to getting a second tonight, or this morning.
Yeah.
That's the idea, though. Get the shots in and grab those rebounds. But comes back to Bernard. Or to Luma. Luma fires it in. That hits Howie. Puck goes high off the glass. Just out over the line. And Bernard sends it over to Wahlberg on the right side in front of his own bench, cutting in. Dumps it right in the crease. And puck goes over to the boards. Flanagan sends it around. Rayhorn with it. He rifles it down. They had a man try to stretch pass there. That didn't connect. And here comes Wahlberg now coming down the left side. He misfired there, and Erickson sends it across ice. Jessen picks it up, fires it back into the Sun Devil zone. Rayhorn's going to pick it up again there. Flanagan with it. Hits his winger up at the blue line. Puck bounces into the Bobcats zone. Bernard chasing it. Back in behind Hubler. Sun Devils making change. Bernard failed to clear it. Puck goes in behind. Close call there. Olsen now with it. Tried to hit Stipe. That missed. Sun Devils send it back into their own zone. Now they're coming back through center ice area. For a bouncer in. Hubler steers it to the right. Tipped it right in front. And Stipe clears it down the ice. And that will not go for icing. Olsen on the forecheck. Puck clears the line, and here come the Sun Devils. Out through the middle, Smith back for the Bobcats. Puck goes in behind the goal. 2 minutes remaining in the period. Smith battling in behind the goal. Sun Devils pick it up. They've got a man right in the slot. Hubler the save. Boy, that guy was wide open. And here comes Lindsay now on the right side over the line. Fires it in. Bannon's in there. Gets it back to the point. Stipe back into Bannon. He gets bodied down. Sun Devils with it. And Smith has it now. Goes across ice to Letty. Letty cuts up over the line. Back to Stipe. Fires it in. Argovitz, the glove save.
Stressful.
What's that?
The stressful.
Yeah, that was unreal. Yeah. Boy, I tell you, the Sun Devils had a guy wide open in the slot. Prime real estate. And luckily, no damage done there. Wong takes the draw, wins it back. Wahlberg fires it just wide. Puck kept in. Over to Wong. Wong on his backhand. A minute left in the period. Puck comes over to the open side. And Peck has it. Chips it down the ice. And that's going to go for icing. And we'll face off back in the Sun Devil zone with 46 seconds remaining here in period number 2.
Sun Devils are catching up with the shots on net.
Yes. Yes. Dawson can't keep that in. He has to chase it back into his own zone. Cross ice to Letty. But pass goes off a stick. Wong has it now, right in front. Has to get a shot. Just misses the corner. That was close. Sun Devils clear it, and that's going to go for icing. So with 26 seconds remaining, we have another face-off in the Sun Devil zone.
It looked like Argovitz may have got a little piece on that. On Wong's shot.
Yep. Yeah, Wong had a good opportunity, cutting across the middle. Puck hit him, and he was able to keep it in and get a good shot away. Luma didn't see it was behind him. And Sun Devils clear the zone now. 17 seconds remaining. Luma coming in on the right side. Puck stalls at the blue line and just is out and back in. Luma was pinned inside, about a foot inside the line. 9 seconds remaining. Wong in for the draw. Letty fires it in. Rayhorn picks it up. Sends it across ice to Flanagan. He dumps it out, and that's going to do it for period 2. We're all tied at 1. And we'll be back with period number 3 in just a moment. So shout out to our friends in Sacramento. That's Lindsay's family over there, sister and brother-in-law. They're up even earlier than us, I think, this morning. So thanks for joining us. Appreciate all the support.
Yeah. You got Tommy and JP, I think, are watching from Minnesota. I know their dad is, so they're one of the little guys is a goalie. He's been taking tips from Hubler.
There we go. Yeah.
Hubler's had a strong game, so
they're gonna redrop the puck. Stewart in for the draw. Out there with Gardner and Guevara. Bernard dumps it up into Gardner. Gardner gets it around the referee and a player. Sun Devils pick it up now, coming up through center. Up over the Bobcat line. Around behind the goal. Bernard takes Bauer into the boards. Stewart with it. Bounces high. Comes to the left of Hubler. Sun Devils trying to clear it. Bernard has it. Goes around the goal. Sends it off the boards. Gardner picks it up there inside the line. Sends it across ice to Guevara. Guevara now up over center and over on the right side. Tried to hit Stewart with it. That went off his skate. Bobcats changed their D. Here comes Sun Devils over the line. Gardner is going to get a hook, they're calling it holding. So Sun Devils get a big power play opportunity here. This is a key moment in the game right here. Score tied at 1. Sun Devils on the power play. Face off, Bannon wins it. Smith back over to Lindsay. Lindsay off the board. Sun Devils able to keep it in. Sun Devils go across, D, cross over to the weak side. Marbin has it, back up to the right point. Back into Marbin. Fired it in, that hits player, goes wide. Smith is going to go off for tripping, so Bobcats are going to be short-handed. 2 men for for a minute and a half.
Oh.
That was a tough break on that one. The stick got underneath the Sun Devil player. The Sun Devil fell down on it, pulling the stick out of Smith's hands. So Sun Devils with a 2-man advantage for a minute and a half. Face off to the right of Hubler. Sun Devils get it back to the point. They go cross ice. Letty's going to get there. He just dumps it down the ice, and that's going to roll just for icing. And that will kill a few seconds off the clock. So we still got a minute 23 with the two-man advantage. Bobcats have to fight through this. Face-off coming up to the left of Hubler. Bannon wins the draw. Sun Devils recover it, though. Back to their left point. Back over to the right side. Fires it in. Dawson got a stick on it. Comes in. He scores! Cage scores for the Sun Devils, and that will bring one man out of the box.
They got it cleared and just in traffic. Hoover didn't have much of a chance.
No. Point blank shot at Cage, and he's got a good one. So Sun Devils with the lead here with 13 and a half minutes remaining. Third period, and they are on the power play for another minute and a half. Olsen picks it up. Sun Devils now on the power play, setting things up in their own zone, up through center now. Jessen kicks it up to his stick in behind his goal. Really had nobody pressure him. Puck comes all the way down to Argovitz, right on goal. Long sends it back into the Sun Devil zone. Sun Devils chip it into the Bobcats zone. Long goes into the corner with a man that's steered right out in front. Sun Devils still on the power play. Back to the lefty. Over to the right side. Back to the top. Sends it back in just around behind the goal. Jessen gets there. Dumps it in over to Bernard. Bernard there with it. He fires it down. And that'll be icing. Just misses. .22 seconds remaining in the power play for the Sun Devils. Face off to the left of Hubler. Bobcats win it. Dawson with it. Fires that past the Sun Devil, and they are going to call that for icing as well. .10 seconds remaining on the penalty. Stewart in for the draw. Sun Devils win it. Back to their left point. Fires a shot in right on. Hubler saw that one. That was a hot one, but he was able to see it clearly and makes the glove save. 6 seconds remaining in that power play for the Sun Devils. Face off to the right of Hubler. Puck right on. Another one. Puck comes loose. Oh, and that just goes wide. Close call there.
Both teams at
are
full
strength. Yep. Sun Devils fire a looper in, and Dawson gets it in the corner. He's battling there. Comes out the left side. Fires it up past the Sun Devil player. Why are they calling that icing? Didn't that go right by the Sun Devil player?
It did.
Thought it even hit him.
I thought it did too.
So 11:20 remaining here, period number 3. Sun Devils with the 2-1 lead. Face-off coming to the left of Braden Hubler. Luma sends it back to the point. Puck fires in, hits a leg. Comes Hubler, the pad save. Luma picks it up to the left of the goal, sends it up the right side. And Peck back with it for the Sun Devils. Sun Devils trying to get out of their zone. Now they are up through center, coming in on the right side. Gets around Lindsay. Good check there by Smith. Sun Devils can't keep it in. They go cross ice. They fire it in right on Hubler. He steers it over to Lindsay. Lindsay now runs into traffic. Wong picks it up. He gets checked in behind. Luma now with it. Tries to hit Wahlberg. Wahlberg now coming down the right side. Fires it in. Argovitz steers it behind the goal. Wahlberg right in front. Luma. Just shoots it wide. Puck is in behind. Sun Devil loses a stick. Now he retrieves it. Puck in the corner to the right of Argovitz. Wahlberg picks it up. Wahlberg sends it over to Wong. Wong moves into the corner on the left side. Lindsay tips that back to Smith. Smith just gets it over the line, fires it in. Sun Devils have to get it now. Bobcats making some changes. Puck is in there. Luma has it on his backhand. Circles around to his forehand. Fires it across to Bannon. Bannon gets it back to Bernard. Bernard sends it in. That hits the Sun Devil. And Sun Devils now coming down the right side. They try to get it around Bernard. That didn't work. Puck hops over the blue line. Wahlberg with it now. Coming up over the blue line. Fires it in. Hits a leg. Fires it back in behind the goal. Battling behind the goal. And I don't know if the net came off or what, but they blow the whistle.
Puck landed on the net?
Maybe. 9 minutes remaining. Shots are pretty much even.
Yeah, I've got them at even on mine, but
Sun Devils with a 2-1 lead. Olsen sends it in. Sun Devils clear it. Bernard chases it back into his own zone. Puck is wobbling. Sends it up to Guevara. He tips it in. Well, I guess they're saying he didn't. Bobcats getting called for icing.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Come on.
I know, right? Bannon out with Guevara and Olsen. Bernard sends it over to Olsen on the right side. Tip back into the zone. And Olsen now picks it up. Coming out of the Sun Devil zone. Sends it up for Guevara. Guevara coming down the left side. He gets bodied into the boards. Sun Devils send it around behind their net. Coming out their left side. Now they reverse it back over in the corner. Up over the line. Bernard bounces his man there. 2-on-1 Sun Devils fired it in. Hubler the save, and there's no rebound there. Eight minutes remaining here, third period. Sun Devils with the 2-1 lead. Stewart in for the draw. Sun Devils win it. Back to the point. Fired in. Hits Stewart. Goes into the corner. Dawson gets it up to Stewart. Stewart now coming down the right side. Up over center. On his backhand now. Dumps it back to Stipe. He gets checked. And here come the Sun Devils now. 2-on-2. Fires it right through the middle. Boy, that didn't misplay much.
No.
Fired on. Hits Letty in front. Stipe now with it. Sends it over to Gardner. Gardner now coming down the left side. Dumps it in. Sun Devils going around. Come out their left side. Way up over the blue line. Up through center. Traffic at the blue line. Puck fired in. Letty now picks it up. Hubler had made a stick save. Up to Stipe. Stipe fires it off. Misses the glass around the boards, and it goes right into the Bobcat bench. Had the coaches all ducking there. Coach Rob is able to keep his hat on.
No, that's good.
Sun Devils back to the point. That goes off a stick. Backhander right in on a Hubler, and he covers that up. A lot of playing time in the Bobcat zone in the last couple of minutes. Long in for the draw. He's out there with Luma and Wahlberg. Puck goes in behind. Lindsay over to Smith. Smith up to Wahlberg. Wahlberg sends it across ice for Luma. Puck bounces. Now it comes down. Luma at center. Tries to hit Wong over the blue line. Puck goes in behind the goal. Wahlberg now out in front. Backhander right on. And Argovitz covers up.
So, I just learned that Oberle's at the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, he took a shot to the wrist or something. Something happened to his wrist.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware. Yep.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay. Luma fires it. Goes in behind the goal. Wong after it there. Puck comes around the half board. Sundell's trying to clear it up through center. They'll clear the line. Smith intercepts. Back into the Sun Devil zone. Puck comes in. Lindsay after it for the Bobcats now. Goes in around behind Hubler. Off the boards to Wahlberg. Wahlberg to Wong. Wong hits Luma through the middle. Up over the line. Cuts through the middle. Puck goes in behind. Smith kicks it into the middle. And Sun Devils now with just under 6 minutes remaining coming down the right side. Heading in. Fires a shot high. Smith now picks it up for the Bobcats. Sends it up through center. Sun Devils send it back in the zone. And Lindsay sends it up to Wahlberg. Wahlberg picks it up inside the line. Fires it. That misses. Clears the zone, and Sun Devils send it back. It's rolling. Jessen picks it up. And here comes Olsen now. Olsen tries to get over on the left side to Wahlberg. Olsen gets bumped. Back to Jessen. Jessen sends it up the middle to Bannon. Puck just out of his reach. Jessen sends it back. Jessen up to Olsen. Olsen coming over the line. Steps around a man, stick handling.
It's 1-on-4.
Backhander. Right in there, he scores! Bannon picked up the rebound. Olsen got the shot. And we are tied at 2 with just under 5 minutes remaining.
Oh, beautiful pickup by...
Bannon picked up the rebound.
Bannon got that one. Yeah.
Olsen fired the shot. Dipsy doodled through a couple of players. Pat saved by Argovitz, and then Bannon was there to pick up the rebound. We are tied at 2 with just under 5 minutes remaining, and that's the boost the Bobcats needed.
All right, Oberle, that was for you. Feel better, buddy.
Yes. Obi's in the hospital, apparently. Here come the Sun Devils in on the left side now. Jessen checks in. Olsen with it. Jessen in behind. Bannon picks it up behind the goal. He's got Stipe on the left side. Puck didn't quite get there. Marvin cross-checks Stipe. Fires it in. Puck comes right out. Hubler grabs that with his stick and holds on. So just over 4 minutes remaining here. Period number 3. All tied at 2. Shots are pretty even as well. Face-off coming up to the left of Hubler. Got Stewart with Guevara and Gardner. Puck sent into the zone. Letty gets there, dumps it in behind the goal. Sun Devils pick it up there. Marvin sends it back to the lefty. Fires a low shot. That's tipped by Stewart over the goal. So, puck out in front. Puck bouncing. Dawson picks it up, sends it around to Gardner on the half boards. He can't quite get there. Sun Devil pinched it in right in front slot. That hits Letty. Puck back to D and sent back in. Sun Devils with it behind the goal. Take him out, Stewie. Sun Devils clear it right in front. Gardner picks it up there, and he backhands it down the ice. And that'll go for icing as the Bobcats need a change, and they will get one.
It's way too much offensive time for the Devils.
Yes. Actually, Bobcats leaving that forward line out. Oh, now they're changing. Yeah. I was thinking we were due for one. A lot of zone time there, as you said, Ben. Puck goes back. Lindsay. Over to Smith. He's got Wahlberg on the right. Wahlberg hits Wong with it. Puck clears the zone. Sun Devils pick it up at center now. They dump it in. Goes in behind Hubler. Smith picks it up there. He gets bodied into the boards. Wong comes in to help. They scramble there. Puck's loose, though. Good battle in there to the left of Hubler. Luma comes in to help. All right, we're going to be here for a full 30 seconds at least, or longer.
There,
just as the whistle blows, the puck comes loose. That was a long scrum there. Sun Devils making changes. Face off to the left of Hubler. Wong into the draw, out with Loom and Wahlberg. Smith up to Wahlberg. Wahlberg hits Loom up through the middle, coming down the right side. Fires it in, right on, rebound. Puck in the corner to the left of Argovitz. Now we're getting a scrum down on that corner. Cage picks it up. Loom on him. Cage circles back and behind his goal. Wahlberg in on the forecheck. Wahlberg picks up the puck. Puts it in front. And Sun Devils are going to backhand that, but Wahlberg gets a hold of it. He fires it right on. Pad save Argovitz. 2 minutes remaining. Wong picks it up. Puck goes right through the crease. And Sun Devils clear it up through the middle. Kept in by Wahlberg just inside the line. He stick handles, go into the right side. Fires it in right on Argovitz. Puck pops loose. And now they clear it. And they're, well, one's waving it off. Yep. One referee had his arm up. The other waved it off. Smith now with it. He hits Wahlberg on the right side. Wahlberg's got Loom in the middle. Puck comes back to Smith. He just fires it into the zone, and that'll be icing. He tried to hit Bannon, but missed. And we will have a face-off with 1:24 remaining here in the third period. Face-off coming up to the right of Hubler. Sun Devils keep it in, right on. Hubler steers it in behind the goal. Bernard with it with 1:15 remaining. Game tied. Stipe sends it across ice to Olsen. Olsen over the line, up over the Sun Devil line. Tried to drag it into the middle, couldn't. And Sun Devils now get pinched off. Last minute of play in the third period. Sun Devils fired in, that goes wide, and we'll have a face-off.
Going to the bench? Oh, we got a timeout.
Somebody called it, Bobcats call a timeout. Twos are wild in the scoreboard. 2-2 tie. Shots are 21-21. 54 seconds remaining. Sun Devils being ahead of the Bobcats right now in the standings would really love to get a victory here.
The puck's sitting at center ice. Are they gonna?
I think they're going to face off at center. I think that was a intentional offside is what the call was. Long in for the draw. Wins it back to Bernard. Bernard fires it in. Sun Devils with it now. 48 seconds remaining. Sun Devils come up the right side in on Bernard. Bernard kicks that up to Wong. Wong over to Jessen. Jessen hits Wahlberg up through the middle, up over the zone into the Sun Devils end. 34 seconds remaining. Puck is in the corner to the left of Argovitz. Luma gets it in behind. Chips it back into the corner. Sun Devils clear it up through the middle. Here they come on Wong. Fire it in. Here comes Luma over the line. Fires it in. And that'll do it. So it's a 2-2 tie. Well, a hard-fought game by both teams. Shots are even. It can't get much more even than that.
Wow. This one hurts.
It does. It does. So Bobcats do not control their own destiny at this point. But there is a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, there is.
Saying there's a chance. 2-2 tie, 21-21 shots. And that is game number 3 in the books here from Tempe, Arizona. We have the Bobcats again at 8 o'clock tonight against the AHU Knights. Bobcats beat the Knights in the last meeting in the regular season. And so that'll be a must-win. A must-win tonight in that 4th game of the playoffs for the Bobcats. Thanks, folks, for joining all across the country.
Yep, we will catch you tonight. Anybody that's watching the channel that's subscribed, I will be live streaming the 16U Bobcats Elite game playing next. They're playing Mission White, I think.
Yes.
So that'll be an interesting one to watch. So I'll have that one live here in just a few minutes. New link, not the same one. So we'll see you soon.
Thanks, folks.